for most people in America, since there's such a small percentage of folks that are actively serving, they don't really get that connection with how NATO really impacts your life, and sometimes even how the rest of the world can impact your life, with what was going on with Greece, with the economy there, what happened to the American stock market. It's difficult, again, the sense of isolationism when you're worried about your economy, again, mortgage payment, whether I'm going to have a job tomorrow, to sort of look outside that. So it's a hard question to answer.
You know, there's going to be a segment of the U.S. that will not opt in to issues around NATO because they're more concerned about getting a job. They're more concerned about, you know, their health care or whatever. And I think that's okay. I'm not, you know, certainly people should not be, you know, forced to know something. But what I think it means is that people who agree with the mission and the values of an alliance like NATO just ought to keep talking about it. It should continue to be part of the discussion, and really, you know, that comes from, you know, a lot of people will say, well, that comes from politicians. It comes from more than that, because most of us don't know, and many people may not care to know politicians. It really comes from, you know, talking with your friends and coworkers.
Well, I would stress the long cultural ties between the United States and Europe that go back 400 years, 500 years or more. A lot of American heritage comes from the European continent. That is a message, I think, that resonates with a lot of Americans. And then the second thing I would say is that European countries that are part of the alliance with the United States have been some of America's best and most reliable allies.
I think I'd simply point out relentlessly that those allies are part of NATO, that they are NATO, and that the military effectiveness of our country is made much greater because of the command and control agreements, the standards, the common acquisition policies that NATO has made possible. But that means they have to mention NATO whenever they make these statements, and I don't know how likely that is.